What was your most, like, the best part of your military career, especially in Gold Team?
Oh, being a assaulter on Gold Team was that's the pinnacle. You know, we did 3 months in Afghanistan with a second group over there, and we're still trying to figure things out. You know, going after, you know, Elvis sightings is where we started calling him because, hey, he might be here and whatever. Elvis wasn't in the building.
He's saying Cody can't hear it.
Brandon were like, what?
Oh, yeah. And even if I speak louder into this thing, you're not going to hear anymore. But
no, just got sound off, dog.
That's the motherfucker about it.
We could people watch and just sit here and have a good time.
They were doing Elvis sightings in Afghanistan.
Yeah, just looking for the man.
Yeah.
And he wasn't around. But
the man, the myth, the water burial. Sorry, too hardcore.
I love you.
I mean, we were still going in hot, you know, still going, you know, as if something was there, even on, you know, you don't know it's a dry target until you check it out. And the last mission, I got injured. They advertised, TF-160 advertised a 20-foot fast rope. I'm like, cool. And I was like the last guy out, and I'm looking down, and it's a 110-foot fast rope, and there's maybe 10 feet of it on the deck. I was like, well, that's a little more. But because it was they advertised a short one, I had my, you know, little shooter gloves on. I didn't have my fast rope gloves on. So I went zipping down that thing. As I'm looking out, I was like the last guy off the plane. I'm looking around and go, this doesn't look like the pictures, you know? And we were on the wrong target. Anyway, so I just zipped down there, and I hit, and you kind of push the rope away and go to grab your gun, and I stepped back when I did that. Well, I thought I was in the middle of this building. I was actually, my heels were on the edge, and when I stepped back into nothing.
Oh,
so
fuck.
You know, on nods, and so I fall back, and the last thing that goes through your head before you die, I was just really disappointed. I was like, fuck, I'm dead, as I fell, you know, and then I start hitting you, boom, 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 and then you stop falling, you know, you come to a stop, and you're like, fuck, I'm not dead. And then you got to figure out, all right, what the fuck's going on here? And there's this animal in this pen made of sticks that's like going nuts. I'm like, fuck, this cow's going to come out here and stomp me to death. So no time to wait for the backboard. So I did a quick systems check.
Animal way better than a bunch of Arabic-speaking dudes.
Yeah, so I get up.
The animals think that too.
Thank you for that beautiful fucking swipe off the teeth.
Well, it turned out they were goats, so, you know, that's, you know, anyway.
Holy shit, thank God. That's all the text said underneath.
Thank God it's an American.
Yeah. So I got my shit back together. My back was hurt and my leg was fucked up, and my nods tried to poke my eyes out. So I had clear eye pro underneath, and that's the only reason I've got eyes to see you with right now, because it would have just knocked me out. So I pick myself up, and I can't move real good. My back's fucking just pinching me. But you know, one of the guys told me later, when they saw me go off the edge, they looked down. When I hit, my camelback was full of water. It burst. So they see me laying there in a spreading pool of black liquid going, well, okay, Coach is dead. How the fuck we got this building, you know, off this roof?
Jesus.
So I got my comms back on. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not dead. And I just kind of found a place where I could see them on the roof and kind of deconflict.
How far was the drop?
It was 2 stories. I hit the top of the second story, or off the second story. I hit the edge of the first story, the top of the animal pen, as I hit, and kind of spun me around and landed me in the yard.
There's no depth perception, like.
Oh yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered at that point. I mean, I stepped backwards into nothing. But so frogman luck, right? If I'd gone off 2 sides, I would have landed on the next deck down. Where I fell was 2, and then that side over there was 100 feet before it would have touched anything. So I really would have been dead had it been just 90 degrees off. So
Jesus.
Luckily, that camelback probably saved a lot of your fall too.
It might have. I mean, you got body armor on, you got a helmet, and all, you know.
Fair.
I crash tested the helmet.
That's a word.
Yeah. And then I had this big like meatball on my shin, big hematoma that came up. So like, when the sun came up, they medevaced me and one other guy who fell off another roof. It was a shit show.
Wait, 2 people fell?
Yeah. Yeah, but he fell on the one story and just fell on his back.
Pussy.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
He only fell one story.
In the middle of the night when full kit.
You did the entire evening?
I finished out, yeah. And then, then in the morning, the
Jesus.
helo came in and, I couldn't do, dynamic clearance, obviously, but I found a useful job, watching a
Pulling security.
area. Yeah, hey.
Joe, trust
Hey.
me, I know, bro. You get zero shit out from me. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
10 to 2.
I'm good. Yeah. Well, I got you. Because I told him I can't move. I'm just going to stand here because I wasn't really mobile at that point.
Professional mag dumper.
I'm going to watch it right here, and that's it. I'll kill anything, though. Right here, done.
Yeah. Watch out. I own this, right? So they medevac me and went to the hospital, and they kept me for a couple of days, and they wanted to operate, and I was like, "Fuck, we're going home in a couple of days. Fuck this. I'll just wait till I get home." And so I got surgery. When everybody else went home, we landed, and I went to the hospital to get my leg work done.
Jesus.
And then my shoulder was jacked up. I couldn't. It was just impinged because in the fall, whatever, slap tear and some other stuff.
Oh, fuck.
And when we got back, we found out we're going to be the guys that invade Iraq. I'm like, I'm not going under the knife now. I ain't missing that. So they shot me with the
Cortisone?
Cortisone. Yeah, whatever. Cortisone.
Oh, lidocaine or
Oh, yeah,
cortisone,
whatever, yeah. And it was like, it didn't hurt. I just couldn't get my arm higher than this. And then they shot that, and I was like, oh.
It's not supposed to do that, but I can do it anyways. It's-
So we trained up for a couple of months, and they gave me another shot on the way, out, and said, that's the 2 you get. When you get home, we got to do surgery. So that was the, so I got to go, invade Iraq, which was cool.
Oh, dang. You were...
Man, it's so fucking
yeah.
loud here. I wish they would. I wish this giant conference would close their doors and be considerate of our 5-man podcast.
Yeah, Elon, shut
Elon
up.
could
The
just
hell,
shut
dude.
up
Fuck
for a
up, Don.
second. I could hear
No,
what
it's funny.
Mark's saying.
So we
Was
were,
was that actually Elon up there? Nice, fuck yeah.
oh god.
so at
If you
dinner
could
last
just be
night, he
quiet.
brought up Osama and
How inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I kind of brought it into if he didn't have a reason to hate Clinton, the dude I just did the whole 90-minute video on Billy Waugh, he was sent in to Sudan, I think,
Wow, what an expert.
in the 1990s. No, so it was the 1990s. He got sent into Sudan and was basically put in charge of trailing Osama Bin Laden. He was almost 70 at the time, spying on the guy. And he comes to the conclusion of he's a religious leader on top of being a regular leader. We should just take this guy out now and not worry about it. In the 90s. And
Plot twist. He does it. 2001, the towers fall anyway.
you go back in time and save flight whatever the fuck, and then the towers still fall.
Those loose change guys got something there, huh?
No, so he ends up tailing Osama bin Laden for a while, and he's like, we should just take this dude out. And he writes up an op order for the CIA, and he's like, hey, I kind of just want to kill this guy, and then we're going to throw him over the Iranian embassy wall with a flashbang grenade to get news coverage and blame it on somebody else. And it makes it all the way to Bill Clinton's desk. And Bill Clinton's like, no, we're not doing that. Please don't ask about this again. So they pull him off the case, and Osama bin Laden is basically allowed to grow Al-Qaeda for another 10 years uninterrupted. And he's one of the biggest regrets he writes about is if I had known what he'd done, he's like, I had an apartment overlooking his compound. I took pictures of him daily. I could have absolutely gotten a shot off. He's like, I wish I'd have taken him out right then.
Back when it
in
was
the
still
90s.
Tim Osman.
Yeah.